Hey guys, it's Combat Saturday. Today's video, I want to discuss how the worst enemy you're ever gonna have is yourself. Okay, that's the worst enemy you're ever gonna have. Okay, now the reason why I say that is because when you look at things like ego, um, which stems from fear, insecurity, all kinds of all the negative emotions. It comes from fear and ego. Okay, and that will get you every time. All right. So going hand in hand with that is tension. All right. So people, um, they let's say they're trying to do a drill, or you're trying to get a certain drill and you can't get it. So what do people do? They say, "Oh, I can't get it," and then they go all angry at themselves. Well, this causes tension. This causes frustration, and it's going to make your ability to get the drill even worse. Okay. So I've taught students like that before, right? Pissed off, I can't get, But the thing is that that is ego. Okay, ego, fear of you not being able to do something, fear of you looking clumsy. All right. Now you have a drill you've never done before. All right. You have a martial art you've never done before. What do you expect? You think you're going to get it right away? All right. Do you think the first time that Mike Tyson stepped into a boxing ring that he knew exactly what he was doing? Cus D'Amato, trained him well. Okay, but he didn't know what he was doing the first time he went in. Okay, Bruce Lee was called hopeless by some of his people, some of the people in Hong Kong when he was first learned. They said he was hopeless. Okay, the Beatles. All right, they people told him that they would never make it. Okay, so you no one's gonna get it right away. All right, and you have to understand that. Okay, and so there are some things I want to go over, some qigong exercises, and this can help with a number of things. Number one, it can help with excess tension in the body. All right, and then that in turn can help you with ego and fear and things, because when you're doing these exercises, they're very simple, very slow, gentle exercises, and it gives you a chance to almost be like a witness. Okay, you're watching yourself from the outside in. It's like you're not moving, but it's moving. If that makes sense. All right, and that's essentially what's happening. You don't want to be, you know, you don't want to always be such high energy, always going all the time, like full speed, full power. You know, you need to do this kind of stuff in order to work on the subtle points. Okay, and also it's good for the body too. Now, another point is that a lot of people they put tension into a lot of things that they do even when there's no need for it. Okay, and sometimes this can cause problems. Okay, now my good friend, he recently found out that he has a shoulder tear here, a full tear. Now it was a minor tear before, but it became a full tear because he was doing some hot yoga class and he was in a strange position and he was pressing down like that. And afterwards his shoulder hurt like hell and he found out that it was from pressing down, tension again. Okay, so you really don't want to use excessive tension when you're doing anything. Okay. Now, if you're punching a bag, right, at that last second, yes, there's going to be tension, but you don't have to intentionally do it. The simple fact that is making impact, that impact will close your fist automatically. Some people will say to like punch and squeeze the grenade at the end. Okay, all right, okay. Don't do that. Okay. Do not do that squeeze grenade shit, okay? That's bullshit, all right? Because if you do that, you're creating tension out of nothing. You're creating tension for no reason, and you're stopping your energy. Okay, so the whole idea is when you're punching, right? Yeah, sure, I'm punching. However, I'm punching. If there's nothing there, it's gonna keep going. Boom, boom. My stomach body is gonna keep going. If there is something there, then bang. Okay, fine. There's something there, but if not, it's gonna keep going. Okay. So you don't want to have a limp fist like this, okay? You want to have it formed. But here, I'll show you something. This is a formed fist. That's a tightly clenched fist. Okay, form, Well, form like here. You don't feel like you hold a pencil in your hand, okay? Form, tightly clenched. Form, tightly clenched. Form, okay? Alright? And that's the thing. You want to feel like you hold a pencil in your hand, okay? You don't want to feel like you can hold a, like a flashlight or something like that, okay? You want to hold a pencil, okay? Alright. Okay, so these exercises here. Basic Qigong movements, okay? Now you want to have your feet, I don't think you can see my feet here. Let me just put it down here and see my feet for a second, okay? There we go, okay? Still can't see them. Okay, alright, okay. Okay, so feet are approximately 3 of my feet apart. Like if I was to step my feet like this way, like that, okay? 3, okay? It'd be approximately 3 of my feet apart, okay? Legs are bent the whole time, alright? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my hands back here. Now this is Qigong exercise. It comes from Bagua, but you can take any exercise and make it Qigong, okay? Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now if you look at me from the side, watch this, okay? My hips go forward as my hands come back, and then they come this way. But what I'm not doing is this. Okay? There's this axis here, and I'm moving along the axis, but the axis itself does not move. Okay? See? So doing this, your spine is working, is moving like in a very subtle way, okay, like a snake, you know. Okay, you're not so rigid and things. Okay, that's the other point here is that people when's the last time you heard little kids saying that they have a stiff neck or stiff back or bad knees or whatever? They don't say that. You just don't hear that, okay? Because their bodies move in such a supple way, and they're almost too flexible. They're like wet noodles, okay? But that's good to a point because it can help to prevent stiffness and tension. Okay, when you spend all day sitting at a desk and you're stressed, that makes it even worse. Well, how much of a supple body do you think you're gonna have? So doing this kind of stuff can really help. Okay. I'll show you a couple of other ones too, okay? I'll show you 3 today, okay? Another one, this is called Dragon Scooping Water. This is again from Bagua. All of these are from Bagua, actually, okay? So I'm going up and then to the rear. Up, rear, see? So I can bring it to the side, or I can bring it to the rear. It's kind of like my southwest corner over there, okay? I'm facing north, and that would be southwest over there, okay? So here. Okay, so the other one, what we did the other one is I was doing this kind of forward motion. Now I'm doing rotational motion, okay? I'm going to show you on this side, but obviously you do the same thing with the right arm too. I'm just, showing you on one side at the same time, okay? Okay? And then the third one, and this is called serving teacup, and this one is very interesting because it forces your body to move in a very kind of a free way. If you fight it, you won't be able to do it. Okay, you have to allow your body to move in a very free way. Okay, so I'm gonna put my hand right here on my dantian. That's about 2 inches below your belly button. Okay, in qigong, the dantian is like the source of your qi, your energy. Okay, All right, and so just have your hand lightly pressing on your dantian right here, the center of your body. Okay, bring your hand here, and it's called serving teacup. I'm gonna get a little closer. It's called serving teacup because you don't want to spill your tea. So imagine I'm holding a teacup in my hand, okay? But my hand has to stay up the whole time. If I do this, my teacup will fall to the ground, okay? So I have to make sure I come here, I circle inwards, and then out like that, okay? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to literally hold a teacup in your hand, okay? But you want to just, imagine that's what you're doing, okay? When you see when I'm doing this, look, my body naturally moves with it. See, look. Watch this. See? Now, what if I try to stay really stiff? What happens? Well, look, I'll show you what happens. Look. Okay? That doesn't work, okay? Okay? So that's why you have to allow it to move with it, okay? So this trains you're doing so much stuff here. You're doing your elbow, your wrist, your shoulders, your lower back, your core, your legs. I mean, your body's smarter than you are. Okay, just do the drills. Don't think of the hows or whys. Okay, just do the drills, and your body will take care of the rest. Okay, your body will love you for it. Okay, okay, all right. Okay. See, so all these things, are done so that they can improve that body connection. All right, and it also helps to decrease tension. All right, because when you're accustomed to moving in this way, and like I said before, when this is a form of moving meditation, when you're doing this stuff, you're able to be almost like a witness looking from the outside in, and you're able to see your body moving in that way, and you have something to focus on. Okay, meditation. Now, if you're sitting in a room with incense and you're looking at a wall and you're playing some really gentle music, okay, that's another way of meditating. Sure, all right. But this way, it allows you to do it while moving. So I'm focusing on my movements and my breathing, and trying to time it all together. Okay, and when you do that, and when you start to get that feeling, that feeling of relaxed focus energy. You see, I'm focusing, yes. I'm not going to I gotta do it. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm focusing, but I'm relaxing at the same time. Okay, and when you get this feeling, when you understand how that feels in your mind and your body, then you can apply it to other things you do. And that goes for martial arts, that goes for learning things in school or whatever. Okay, you can apply it across the board because you'll know that, okay, if I don't get something, if I don't get a drill right away, like I was saying before, people don't get a drill. Okay, well, if you don't get a drill right away, you're not going to do that. You're going to take a step back and say, okay, wait a minute, let me find my happy place, okay, and let's try again, all right, and then you will get it, okay. But if you do this kind of shit, you're never gonna get it, all right. Nothing comes from that, okay. Nothing good comes from that, all right, okay. And tension, anger, fear, this is where all kinds of things go wrong, okay. If you're driving and some idiot cuts you off, whatever, well, what's your a lot of people, their first instinct is, you piece of shit, I'm gonna get you. And then you go after him and go roll the window, oh, fuck you. Now, okay, when you, what exactly have you accomplished by doing that? Okay, like do you intend to go after the person and kill him? Okay, if the answer is no, and I hope it's no, okay, then there's no point in doing that. You just got angry for nothing. You've increased tension in your body. You could potentially lead yourself into a very dangerous situation. All right. And why does it anger you so much? Ask yourself that. Why does it anger you? Is it fear over your safety? Is it fear because someone made you look bad or something? Right. You see, you can take every negative emotion and bring it back to fear and ego, okay? And then doing this kind of stuff, you know, it helps deal with that, okay? Okay, and people might say, what does it have to do with combat? Everything. Everything, okay? Because what allows you to avoid a situation in the first place, okay? There are 100 things that happen each day that could potentially lead to a fight, okay? I try to practice a lot of awareness and just see what's going on around me, okay? There are idiots everywhere. You know, you see them everywhere, okay? You see them in the store. You see, even, you know, never mind if you don't go to nightclubs and things like that where you always expect to see that, okay? But just everywhere. There's idiots everywhere, okay? If you allow yourself to give in to your fear and your emotions, okay, you're not going to live a very long life, okay? All right? You're going to have a very, very bad life. And if you do live a long life, it's going to be a shitty life, okay? All right? So that's the thing. Okay? You always have to try and practice these restraint and control. Yeah, sure, sometimes you may slip, okay? But, you know, you try not to. And things like this can really help deal with that, all right? Okay, so, all right, there's the video. We're going to have some more high energy stuff next week, okay? But I want to go over this. It's very important, okay? Try and do these exercises every day. If you can do them morning and night, that'd be good, all right? Or if you, and the reason why I bring up this thing with the road is that, you know, I did actually have an incident a couple of days ago where some idiot was doing that. Now, and you know, of course, my first instinct was, like, you asshole, right? But after I parked my car, I just stopped for a second. I did these exercises right in the parking lot. I did them. I spent about 5 minutes doing them just to calm down a bit, and then it was gone, right? Right. Now, okay, not gonna lie, we all have animal instincts, all right? My first instinct for a second was to go after him and I want to beat the shit out of him. My first instinct. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Yeah, sure, I that's what I wanted to do, okay? But I didn't, okay? So, anyways, okay, that's the video, okay? So, yeah, any questions, as always, let me know, and I'll see you soon.